All right, welcome to another science lesson with Dr. Hill. And what we're going to do today is we're going to build the circuit that we designed in our last lesson. How exciting. I've got my reading glasses on so that I can see the small components. Remember, these components are very small. Keep them away from small people in your house. Some of them, you do not want to be swallowing these. So let's move on to the desktop and we'll have a look and see what we've got, because I'm sure you're keen to get building this circuit. Let's have a look. So I've got everything laid out on the desk so that we can build our circuit. We've got the breadboard in place. We're going to use this to build this circuit, and we're going to use these components to do it with. Now I've looked at my resistor. Resistors have little colored bands on them to tell you what value they are, and in this case we're going to use a 220 ohm resistor. It's probably a little bit too much resistance for a 3-volt battery system, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Always take more resistance than you need. You can test backwards, but the chances are you might blow something. So always take a little bit more resistance than you need. We've got our LED. Remember, the LED has two different length legs, and the long leg must be connected to the positive end. You see the arrow kind of shows you the direction of current. Current travels from positive to negative, so we need to go from the positive end to the negative end with long leg connected to positive, short leg connected to negative. Now, I've got myself some connecting wires here, so let's build the circuit. How exciting. Let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to put our positive current into this row here that's labeled red. So remember, everything in this row here in the breadboard, these holes here are all connected to each other. So from there I can take a positive connection out of any of those holes to a circuit on this board. This is what we call generally a rail, and this will be the positive rail. So I'm going to connect the positive to here. Now, to make sure that my circuit is nice and clear on the video, I'm going to make my negative rail over here. You see where the blue line is? So I'm going to connect my negative end of my battery into this. So let's do, we'll do that kind of first to show you how it works, and then I'm going to disconnect. I'll tell you why in just a second. So now I have my battery pack over here connected to my positive rail and my negative rail. Now I'm just going to pull the negative terminal out for a second, and that's probably going to be in the way now. So we'll pull the whole battery across and we will connect up the negative a little bit later. Now, I can now connect my resistor. So let's look at the circuit. We've got our battery connected. There's our positive. So this is our positive rail. And the positive rail, we need a wire that comes out and connects to a resistor. So resistors, doesn't matter which way around we connect them. So let me get a wire to come out of my positive rail. And I'm going to put my positive rail, my resistor, let's say we'll take that and we'll put it into column 25. So I'm going to put that into A25, the whole A25. Hopefully you can see that. All right. Now I'm going to take my resistor. I want one end in this column 25 and the other end in another column. I can't connect them up like this because it would all be connected together and that would fail the circuit. So what we need to do is we need to connect the resistor across. Now your resistors might appear, you get them like this. They're a bit straighter than that. This one's a little bit bent out of shape, but you get them in a nice straight line. Best thing to do is grab the resistor and thumb and forefinger and flick the wires down, and then you get a nice bend. All right. So I'm going to take one leg of the resistor and put it into that column. There it is, connected in. And I'm going to take the other leg of the resistor, and I think I'll connect it up to the top there, and I'm going to put it into column 21. So let's summarize. Our positive charge, our current, is coming out of the battery and it's going into the resistor. Let's see if we've managed that. Positive current coming out of the battery, and it's connecting through this wire to one leg of the resistor, and then the other leg of the resistor is in pin 21A. All right. Now I've done that so that I've got room to put my LED in here. All right, now let's connect up the LED. We've got the current as far as the resistor. Remember, these 4 holes down here in column 21 are all connected to that leg of the resistor. So we now want to put our LED in here. Now I need to put, remember, I need to put the long leg of the LED at the positive end. So this is the positive end. The resistor is between the positive end and the LED. So I'm going to take my LED and I'm going to connect it like that. So I take the long leg of the LED and connect it to the down circuit leg of the resistor, and they are now both connected to column 21. The short leg of the LED I've put into column 19. Doesn't matter, there's 4 more holes there, and I can use that as a connecting wire. So what I'm going to do is take another lead and put it into column 19 with the short leg of the LED. I'll connect that up to my negative rail on the other side of the breadboard, and with any luck, when I connect up my battery, the LED will switch on. So I've connected. Let's have a look at the circuit. We'll just summarize it again. I'm trying to do these videos as quickly as possible so that if you're stuck, you can just go back and look at them again. So we've got a 3-volt battery case up here. It's connecting to one side of the breadboard, a positive rail. So the positive charge is coming out of the battery. It's going into this wire, which is connecting to column 25 on my breadboard. I've got the resistors next. So one leg of my resistor is connected to column 25, and then the resistor hops across to column 21. So the other leg of the resistor is at column 21. Then I need to connect the positive end of my LED. So the long leg of the LED, is connected to the positive end. So the long leg of the LED is also connected to column 21, as you can see here. And the short leg of the LED is connected to another jumper wire, which hops us across to our negative rail. And the negative or the ground rail of the system, which is connected to the negative end of the battery pack. And we lit our LED, as you can see. And if we had a switch here, we could switch it on and off. All the switch does is break the circuit, and we can flash our LED on and off using our circuit. All right, so we have successfully built our first circuit, and we have the electricity flowing. We have an LED that lights, and it's a complete success. So well done, everyone. Hope you've managed to do that without any problems. If there are any problems, ask questions below, and I'll move on in our next lesson, and we'll have a little look at a little bit more how this circuit is working and exactly how the electricity is flowing, because that's an interesting thing. So we're going to talk in our next lessons, we're going to talk about voltage, we're going to talk about current, and we're going to talk about resistance, because all 3 of those things have come up in our circuit. So it's now time to learn about what those 3 things are and what they mean. So in the meantime, if you didn't manage to build the circuit first time, have a look at the video again, and I'm going to sign off because this video is pushing my time limit, which is 10 minutes. So we're going to call it an end, and I'll see you in the next lesson.